HarperVia and HarperAudio present Same River Twice, Putin's War on Women, by Sofi Oksanen, translated from the Finnish by Owen F. Weitzman, read by Krista Lewis. The names and identifying characteristics of some individuals discussed in this book have been changed to protect their privacy. You cannot step twice into the same river, for new waters there already flow. Heraclitus. Preface. In the spring of 2023, I gave a speech at the Swedish Academy about Putin's war on women. Inspired by its reception, I decided to expand this address into a book-length essay on how Russia has made misogyny a central tool of state power. In Ukraine, sexual violence forms an essential part of Russia's ongoing genocide against Ukrainians. In domestic politics, misogyny is a tool used by the Kremlin to prevent women from rising to power, securing the position of the central government. In international politics, it is an instrument of Russian imperialism. All three spheres advance the most important of Putin's aims: the consolidation and centralization of power. Since Russia no longer has an ideology like communism to export, the state uses misogyny, masked as traditional values, to find sympathetic allies, but also to seed like-minded communities in Western society where equality remains a central value. The way Russia has instrumentalized misogyny poses a threat to the rights of women and minorities worldwide. Misogyny is a rhetorical tactic for weakening democracies and strengthening authoritarian regimes. Democracy crumbles without the participation of women, so what is most at stake is the future of humanity and the legacy we will leave behind for future generations. I have revisited these themes in my writing many times over the years, and every time I do, readers ask what can be done to remedy the situation. Russia's history of impunity emboldens its war crimes. This cycle must be broken. Eastern Europe's experience with two totalitarian regimes, Hitler's Germany and the Soviet Union, was never integrated into the cultural memory of Europe as a whole. These problems persist because of indifference, because people choose to look away, because people outright downplay the level of understanding Eastern Europe has about Russia, because oligarchs' money is only too welcome in the West. Don't be indifferent. Don't look away. 1. The weaponization of sexual violence. Unless we stop it now, it will never end. My great-aunt was not born mute. At the beginning of the second Soviet occupation of Estonia, she, only a child, was taken from her home for a night of interrogations. She never spoke again, at least not in any meaningful way. When she returned home the next morning, she appeared unscathed, but from then on, the only two words to leave her lips were, "Ya era." Yes, please don't. Whatever the question, her answer remained the same. Ya era. She never married, never had children, never dated anyone. She lived out the rest of her days alone with her aging mother. I heard my great-aunt's story when I was a child growing up in Finland, and although the adults spared us the details of the interrogation itself, everyone understood, me included. Years later, I wrote my novel Purge and its precursor, a play of the same name, because I was tracking the progress of the Balkan War crime trials. I was frustrated by the fact that rape camps had been set up in the heart of modern Europe. But the initial impetus for Purge was my great-aunt's story. What happened to her had been allowed to happen again, and today it is happening once again in the heart of Europe.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?